MTN8 crown on the line. So a very warm welcome from beautiful Durban on the first weekend of October. It's a gorgeous spring evening in KZN as we say hello from the architectural marvel that is the Moses Mabhida Stadium. Tickets to witness who will claim this season's first silverware were sold out in just a matter of hours. Such is the appetite for good quality football, which this pair who stride out now have been producing with regularity in recent times. It's little wonder then that there is a hugely significant milestone on the horizon for both Orlando Pirates and for Stellenbosch Football Club. The men from the Winelands have an opportunity to claim this trophy for the very first time and could become the only first-time finalists to win in over a decade. Not since Platinum Stars in 2013 has a team appearing in the final for the first time managed to claim the title. For Pirates, the history they could write is, in fairness, considerably more significant. Today presents an opportunity for the Buccaneers to get down to business.
Yeah, I tell you what, Grant, as much as they are important dignitaries, the only thing on your mind is this: when is that final whistle going to blow so you can get it started? Yes, the nerves would have settled after a bit of a warm-up, but when you come out onto this field, you line up alongside your opponents, you see the thousands in attendance, and all you want to do is that whistle to kick off the game and let the nerves dissipate.
Sage Stevens will introduce his teammates now. For many of year of their careers has been among the best football that they've played and being part of the best team that they've been involved in. Stellenbosch have really emerged on the scene as true contenders for every piece of silverware available, and that's not to try and overstate it. They, along with Orlando Pirates, are playing some of the best football in the land. And there's Jose Ribeiro, unheralded when he arrived here in South Africa, but now with an opportunity to lead Pirates to this title for a third time in succession. When he won it in 2022, he became the first Spaniard to claim silverware with a club in South Africa. That's the history on the line. This evening is far more significant. So, as is customary now, with the stadium almost packed to the rafters, the national anthem of the Republic of South Africa. Leighton McKenzie is doing everything he can as sports minister to uplift our various sporting codes in the country. And my word, there are few things better than hearing particularly Africa ring around a packed house wherever it may be across this nation. Now let's talk about the men that matter. There are 4 changes for Orlando Pirates from their league encounter with Richards Bay a week ago. Gina van Rooyen's cup Saleng, hero in the 2022 final. Just a solitary goal separated Pirates from AmaZulu, and it was Saleng's free kick that won it. Last year, a year and 2 days removed from this particular date, Orlando Pirates up against Mamelodi Sundowns. There are 5 survivors from that starting 11, Sipochenko, Sibisi, as well as Dion Hart, Patrick Maswangani and Monopule Saleng. But what's interesting about this side is it's almost identical to the team fielded in the Nedbank Cup final at the end of last season. The only difference, Sibisi in Fonda.
Well, just look at that, and maybe that is along the lines that coach Jose Rivero has been thinking, because Hato further up the pitch, that's something new from Orlando Pirates, and that massive decision to drop Mabasa, start Mahopa, but I'm sure Rivero knows what he's doing.
Of course, Stellenbosch would have prepared for every eventuality, but do you think even when they saw the team sheet, it might have been somewhat of a surprise to them?
100%. I'll tell you what, I never expected to see Hato at left wing. We were suspecting Hato could play at right back, seeing that Monyani's last game was against Cape Town City at the end of August. So I don't think it's ring rust, it's just unfamiliarity at the back in terms of combinations. Sibisi and Sesani, they played at least one half last game against Richards Bay.
Sibisi coming on at half-time for Sesani, who was on that yellow card, many feeling as though he should have been sent off in that game and therefore not available for the final. That's neither here nor there. It's in the past now, and he is present. There's Munyani getting a touch. Stellenbosch now in his hometown. Stellenbosch before making his way to Gauteng. He's got his career off the ground at Highlands Park. What a trajectory his career has been on of late. This was a wind-disrupted game a year ago against Mamelodi Sundowns. It had a very big bearing on the type of football that was played. Orlando Pirates, opportunity here, swung in from that left-hand flank over the head of both Mahopa and Saleng. Maswangani with the cross.
Mahopa almost at the end of that one. Great movement to find some space there from Maswangani. So Pirates will be doing, you could see that 4 men right up the top of the field, applying pressure, and that's a direct ball there. Almost picking out Mahopa at the near post.
So Orlando Pirates probing. The prevailing sentiment pre-match is that Orlando Pirates' typical style of play actually plays into the hands of Stellenbosch, as evidenced by last season when Stellies, at least in terms of results, had the upper hand, 3 wins from 4 against Pirates. Maswangani, let's that one get away from him. Adams to Basadine. Basadine with a searching ball here. Oh, little shove on the back there of Devin Titus, who had the pace to get in behind. So, the first big moment of the match, which will need a serious review from our perspective.
It was a defense-splitting pass from Basadine, trying to pick out Titus. We'll have a look at that in a minute.
Now Monopule Saleng being tracked here by Akikosintaba. Still Saleng continuing on. Munyani bursting onto it, and the ball had to be forced behind by Sitlenduli.
That was excellent underlapping there from Munyani. Brilliant back heel there from Saleng, and a very important interception rather from Nduli.
Sage Stevens has been simply awesome in this competition so far. The saves that he pulled off, especially in the second leg, right here against Mamelodi Sundowns, exceptional. He's made 11 saves so far in the competition, 91% save accuracy. As Mojela shows his tenacity 26-year-old Patrick Maswanganyi. Exceptional season for Orlando Pirates last campaign, after having flown largely under the radar after returning back to the country with SuperSport United. Here's the earlier incident.
Yeah, might have gone down a little bit easy there, but what a ball there from Basadin. I think the referee was well positioned to make a decision on that one.
Not enough to warrant it. Dangerous corner. Stelli's scored from one of Fawaz Basadin's corners in the quarterfinal against TS Galaxy. It was Andre de Jong who got his head to it. Basadin has another opportunity here. Another who has really grown in the last 2 years. Basadin signed a new contract at the beginning of this year for Stelli's. Now towards the back post. Torre tussling with Chain. There's the goalkeeper. He wins that particular battle, and he's demanding more protection from Abangile Tom. That's why he ventured out of his area just to have a go at the referee.
Yeah, got to give him credit there. Wasn't afraid to leave his line there, Simba Chain. Opening 10 minutes, both teams just sussing each other out. Not the most attack-minded are Stellenbosch, trying to be compact to avoid that, to keep the danger of Orlando Pirates at bay.
So speaking of danger, Monoisani can hurl them long, even from here. 25-year-old who played so well in the two-legged semi-final against his former club, Mamelodi Sundowns. He spent 7 years at their development. Doesn't have the best record against Orlando Pirates, does Monoisani. First leg of their semi-final last season, sent off in the first half for Stats-Up challenge on Patrick Maswanganyi. Torre scored the opener in that game, but Orlando Pirates managed to come back with two away goals that were ultimately critical in seeing them through against Stellenbosch. And then speaking of Monoisani's continued misfortunes against the Buccaneers, he gave away the penalty the last time these two sides met. That was in December of last year. Sapela Koki, currently returning from injury, converted that. Evidence Makopa scored the second. Probably one of the worst days in recent memory for Orlando Pirates fan. They had a 2-goal lead at the hour mark. They lost 3-2. Now an opportunity for Mojela! Oh, man! Oh, wow! What a goal! And to score it in a cup final! Mojela who netted against Stellenbosch in the League Cup final here at Moses Mabhida Stadium last season, and ultimately was on the losing end. But man, does this boy love a cup final.
Magical. What a brilliant strike from Mojela. We did mention the danger that the long throw from Molisani will pose. It skidded off the pitch. An acrobatic finish there from Mojela. Let's see Stellenbosch take an early lead here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. He is starting to love the big time games.
Oh, that is a special goal, and to score it on this stage with these stakes. Mojela has really found his touch in front of goal. He obviously was recruited by Stellenbosch for the many attributes that he brings, but scored just 7 goals for TS Galaxy across the whole of last season. He has already hit his 5th this campaign for new club Stellenbosch.
Run scoring is like winning, it becomes addictive, and Mojela looks like he's addicted to scoring.
Well, he comes off a goal last week against Polokwane City. That too, a very special goal. Beautiful bent efforts that curled basically into the top corner. And it's Stellenbosch who lead here in front of probably 45,000 Orlando Pirates fans. Now Maswangani, wicked delivery, and Molisani does well to get it away.
There was a point of discussion. Was Jurgen's going to play it right back? But that's what Molisani gives you: aerial prowess, defending and attacking, and the long throw. And I think on one-on-one tackles, he certainly come to the party.
Molisani has been used both at centre half and right back this season. The only game he's missed was that MTN8 quarter-final against TS Galaxy. Now Makaula going for goal from miles out. Maswangani hoists it in first time. Easy collection for Sage Stevens, a man who sat on the bench for successive MTN8 finals with Cape Town City back in 2017. He was on the bench right here as they lost on penalties to Supersport United. And then in 2018, again at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, on the bench. They won against Supersport United on penalties. Shoaib Walters took goal in 2017, Peter Liebenberg in 2018. Now he finally gets his opportunity in the big shot. Jalen Adams knocks the ball through to Titus. Extravagance from Devin Titus. Best player in the Carling knockout last season, Devin Titus.
You can see Stellenbosch keeping their foot on the gas, continue to attack, not sit back and invite this Orlando Pirates side to have a response.
It's Mojela picking it up after a great tackle from Sihle Nduli.
Yeah, he'll be bursting with confidence, will Mojela.
Maswangani squeezes his way between both De Jong and Mojela, draws the foul.
You can see, just looking at the midfield, it started with Stellenbosch and Julie protecting the defense, and in front of them Adams and Jebbar. See Mojela just with the trailing hand there, catching Maswangani. He's in the mood, he's got the confidence, he's got the goal.
I misspoke earlier, said it's on 5 goals for the season. It's 6, scored in the league last weekend, 1 in the MTN8, 3 in the CAF Confederation Cup so far, so he's 1 away from matching his tally from last season. Here's Monopule Saleh, Evidence Makhopa. Sagani Kanja here. seemed to be a hand involved, but referee says play on. Masangani threading it through for Makgopa. Basadine will get rid of the danger, at least for the time being. Here's Dion Hotto. Hotto swings it in. It's just over the head of Makgopa.
Makgopa will want to take advantage of being given a starting berth.
Yeah.
It's a lovely competition for places between Mabasa and Makgopa. This time Hotto popping up on the right-hand side, just trying to pick him out at the far post. A little bit overcooked.
Evidence Makgopa was an unused sub in the last two MTN8 finals, so he sat on the bench and didn't get an opportunity. He's appeared off the bench in the 3 matches in this competition so far. Scored in the quarterfinals as a substitute against SuperSport United.
And then that brace came on against Polokwane. And they're scoring in the 85th and the 90th.
A week and a half ago, a double off the bench. So he is fresh from scoring a couple goals. Has scored more recently than Mabasa. His last goal was a penalty against Chippa United midway through last month. Pirates with an edge in terms, this is a fairly significant edge in terms of possession so far, almost 60%. But Stellenbosch won't mind one bit, and it is what I said, the way that Orlando Pirates like to operate, in a sense, seems to play into the hands of Stellenbosch, who really profit from a team coming at them. Not that that's how they scored their goal necessarily, but and even now, with the goal advantage, it's going to prompt Orlando Pirates to come at them more each game. Or work
and you just think, especially in the midfield, Stellenbosch playing with 1-6, and it looks like Orlando Pirates with Makaula and Mbata next to each other. One just wonders, will that shape change for Pirates? Release Mbata further forward. He can join Maswangani. Add numbers going forward.
This long throw has already proved dangerous. Signing. Hoists it in. Sibisi gets ahead on that. Kusanati Sibisi has come off injured in the last 2 MTN8 finals. Jokingly, his teammates have called him the sacrifice. They say if something happens to him, they know that they're destined to go on and win. And I think, in all seriousness, it would be nice if he's able to see out the 90 and been given yet another opportunity in the final. As Ibrahim Jabbar, one of the changes made for today, a Nigerian who returned from his loan spell in Israel. Devin Titus with the foul.
Titus not happy with the decision. They brought down, shrugged off his feet early on in the box, so he's expecting something back from that.
Titus made his 90th Stellenbosch appearance last weekend against Polokwane City. He debuted back beginning of 2021. He's never scored in the MTN8s as Devin Titus, but he did provide the assist for Jaden Adams' opener in the quarterfinal against TS Galaxy. Last season was a wonderful campaign for Titus. 7 goals in the league. He only missed 1 league game. 12 goals in all competitions. But perhaps most telling about what he was able to contribute is that he created more chances from open play in the league than any other player. Now Munyani straining to keep it in. He has done. Stellenbosch clear their lines. Will be a throw in here for Orlando Pirates. Want to get things moving quickly. Dion Hotto. Hotto's curling delivery repelled. This is Basadine. De Jong moving it forward for Mojela. Those 2 exchange passes once again. Now De Jong pounces upon it. Moloi Sun. This cross from deep, easily claimed. £280,000 accumulated for goals for charity this season in the MTN8. £280,000 accumulated for goals for charity this season in the MTN8. 13 regular time goals before this final. Goals scored in extra time don't count, so I could get that up past the 300k mark. There's Dion Hotto taking on Mojela. Bakaula. Sonyan Hotto. Nyane. Straight down the throat of Sage Stevens.
Finding joy down the right-hand side are Orlando Pirates. Hotto now operating down this right-hand side, linking up with Monyane.
Sage Stevens rewarded with a new contract in February of this year. A difficult start he had to his career, had to show real resilience. He was at Swallows behind Greg Atafia. Debuted in 2014 as a 22-year-old. As Trevor gives away a corner kick. From Tabo, one of those that's one of the many out on the park today that has emerged through the DSTV Diski Challenge ranks. He was originally with Bidvest Wits, and then moving to Stellenbosch. Jaden Adams is another, of course. Won the title with Stellenbosch 2 seasons back. Twice in the last 3 seasons. Only appeared in the Diski Challenge 5 times. Here's a little bit of a ruckus on the sidelines.
The referee needs to take control of this.
Tom is a FIFA accredited official. Just needs to settle the players here. Fawaz Basadine received his first Bafana call-up in his AFCON qualifiers against Uganda and Sudan. To sit on the bench for both of them, though. In the twilight of his career, to be at a big club, he's grasped it with both hands and has emerged as a regular.
He's taken the opportunity there without him injured, and he stepped up in that position for Orlando Pirates as Makaula, and now a fixture in the midfield.
Dion Hotto, Masongani, Sage Stevens, gobble that up. Talk about the fact that debuted at 22, made just 6 league appearances that season. The Swallows were relegated. Was with Amazulu for a little while after that, and then a surprise signing when Cape Town City joined the division. Only really when he joined Stellenbosch did things take off. That's another look at the simply stunning goal from Letlohono Mojela. An impact in the semi-final, and now a massive contribution in the main events.
No, it's just been excellent for Stellenbosch as Dion.
Steve Barker seeking a second cup win. Back in December of last year, led Stellenbosch to the Carling knockout title right here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. Mojela scored then for TS Galaxy. Eventually they would come back to Toure and win that match on penalties. It's also a good 15 years ago, took unfancied University of Pretoria to the Nedbank Cup final. They did lose that one to Swallows, but Steve Parker has a little bit of cup final experience. That's a lovely ball here to find Dion Hotto. Basadine out to meet him. Hotto continues on. It's falling kindly here. It took time to measure it. Did Maswangani save Stevens, equal to the task. Mayela. Makaula. Sisani driving forward.
Stellenbosch currently down to 10 men. Jabbar had to rush off the field to change his stats, and this is the opportunity there. Hotto on his bicycle. Tried to bring him down to his space there, cut inside there. Brilliant delivery there from Dion Hotto.
Sonsaleng's weaker foot. He tries to chop it onto his left. Sipho-Chain, the reigning last man standing, was the best player of the previous MTN8 tournament. Won man of the match in the final. It was the first time he'd ever claimed the man of the match accolade in his senior career. What a time to do it. That's clever from Titus, just ensuring that Stellenbosch hold on to possession here. J. De Jong.
And Orlando Pirates just allowing Jaden Adams too much space in the middle of the park. Every time he gets it, threading through to the likes of Magella and De Jong. They're going to have to get their act together in the middle of the park there. Orlando Pirates. Stell is impressive since taking the lead. Never sit back. Continue to try and test that defense. Playing a high defensive line there and trying to retain possession.
R10 million on the line this evening. First time since 2008. By Sipho-Chain. Basadine reverted to a left back by Dylan Kerr in the 2021-22 season whilst at Morocco Swallows. Joined Stellenbosch in 2022. An interesting career trajectory he's had. His debut in the first division at 19 back for Milano in 2016. Cape Town City DDC team for a little while. Otherwise, Basadine made a cameo in the Nedbank Cup in fairly innocuous spells at Ubuntu Cape Town and Stellenbosch before that move to Swallows. Here he is again. Actually used in many attacking roles under Brendan Truter before Dylan Kerr changed him.
Yeah, he's been so good. I even forgot he was a centre back. That is Basadine, alongside Junaid Said at Swallows at central defence. Certainly made his left back position at Stellenbosch his own.
He was playing attacking roles under Brendan Truter. Oh, it's an excellent ball as well from Basadine. Adams has just about enough to keep it in. Titus collects. Jabbar. Shots off Makaula. This is excellent. Palmed away by Cheng. Still there for Titus. Basadine. This is lovely football. And they can't apply the finishing touch. Stellies teasing Pirates inside their own 18-yard area.
And oozing with confidence. Sipho-Chain applauds the decision. Brilliant stuff there from Adams.
Yeah.
Playing with so much confidence there. Titus chasing down the lost cause there. Jabbar with an excellent turn here. Continue to play the 1-2. Brilliant first time shot there. Unsighted Chain done exceptionally well to keep that shot at bay.
Curl on that effort. A slick surface as well, so as it zipped up, not an easy save to make. Yes, his son. 24 years old now, an academy graduate of Orlando Pirates. Made his debut for the club back in February 2021 before being shipped out on loan. That's Jomo Cosmos, then All-Stars, joined last season. He made 11 appearances in all competitions.
I don't know if you've seen that, Grant. The referee being brought down. A Pirates player about tackling the wrong man. The allowed play to continue.
Sharp inhale by Amongile Tom. Sibisi lifted here for Munyane. Jabbar to De Jong. A wayward pass from the Nigerian. Stellenbosch playing their 4th game at the Moses Mabhida Stadium this season, home and away in their first round match against Sibisi Hotspurs of Eswatini, and then a second leg against from the crowds claims that perhaps Sage Stevens had tangled with Saleng as he tried to get the shot away from a tight angle. Well, Saleng absent from the game against Richards Bay, but he had scored in 3 successive matches prior to that. His last goal from a tight angle against Polokwane City. Magnificent effort.
Doesn't look like there was contact. Brilliant work here from Hotto. Currently 3 against 2. Excellent vision from Mahopa, just laying it into the path of Saleng. 2 defenders and Sage Stevens bombing out to evade the danger. Got that excellent touch there. I think that was Molesani once again.
Oh, Molesani was the man who presented Maswangani with that opportunity not so long ago when he miscued the clearance. But there he's more than made amends, stuck out a boot and got it away from Saleng. Molesani, who was relegated with Maritzburg United in 2022, but given another opportunity in the top flight with Stellenbosch. Missed just 3 league games last season, but Molesani. Here's evidence, Mahopa. Touchdown for Dion Hotto. Oh! And he has sent that into the stands. I was going to say it might have been out of the stadium. That is the stadium entrance on that side.
Dion Hotto, what a professional. Always hard runner.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get from him, 110%. Doesn't always choose the right option, but I tell you what, effort is guaranteed from Dion Hotto.
He's also the top scorer in this particular tie. He has 4 goals against Stellenbosch. There's Dion Hotto, who will be celebrating his 34th birthday at the end of this month. Hotto played his first MTN8 game in the colours of Bidvest Wits back in 2019. He is making his 18th appearance in the competition this evening as Mujela tries to hold off Sisani. Good enough to force just the goal kick. What would it take to get ourselves into that suit, Steve?
What's to call Professor Slosh there, seen amongst the dignitaries.
Chain in his 10th MTN8 game. He's only kept 3 clean sheets. He won't get one tonight. His first appearance in the competition came in 2019 as Bloemfontein Celtic, who was with them, went down to Mamelodi Sundowns. Devin Titus can't force the ball past Mbata. Maswangani. Mayela. Toure stepping in, finding Mojela.
Mojela trying to pick out the young. You'd want Mojela on the end of that pass to use his speed. You can see Devon Titus and Mojela trying to use their speed to good effect as they try to test this Orlando Pirates defense.
Mayela made his 200th appearance for Orlando Pirates earlier this season. A sub in the first league against Drunning Galaxy as they got themselves into the group stages of the Champions League, which is definitely the place that Orlando Pirates belong, considering their pedigree on the continent. What's the best piece of distribution from Sage Stevens? Been at Stellenbosch since 2020. That season, 2020-21, shared the goalkeeping duties with Lee Langeveld. But in the past 3 seasons, he has played 75 of the 90 matches that Stellenbosch have contested in the league. Toure. Bassadine. Chain. Spotting some movements from Mayela. Given the context of this match, forced to be a little more adventurous. Dion Hotter tracking back to fill that vacant left back role. Chain. Last season suffered a knee injury in October. He missed a total of 11 games, including that defeat that they suffered to Stellenbosch at the very end of 2023 when they went 2 up and ultimately lost 3-2. And if you consider the context of that game, it is remarkable that Stellenbosch were able to earn a win. They hadn't won any of their last 5 away to Gauteng teams coming into that one, and Orlando Pirates were unbeaten in their last 24 games at the Orlando Stadium in the league against Western Cape sides. They haven't been defeated in 14 years since Owen Isaacs won it for Santos. As we just take a peek into one of the suites, SuperSports CEO Rindani Ramoa and in attendance here today. But just getting back to that game, the last time these two sides met, 9 months ago now, Orlando Pirates hadn't conceded for 6 hours when Stellenbosch's first went in. At 6 hours at home. And their only defeat in 7 seasons was their only defeat in 7 seasons when leading at half-time, and the first time in Pearsall history that they lost a home game after leading 2-0. That is what Stellenbosch managed against Orlando Pirates, underlining the fact that last season they got the better of the Buccaneers, even though it was Pirates who advanced in the MTN8 semi-finals.
Now, speaking of Pirates, it looks like they've altered things. It seems like Mayela further up the pitch on the left-hand flank, and Dion Hotto back at left back. I think that is to deal with the speed of Devon Titus. Orlando Pirates had to make that changes in defence. No availability in Dar. Tino van Rooyen cup-tied.
Yep. Tino van Rooyen, by the way, was man of the match for Stellenbosch in that 3-2 win that referring to back in December. A game in which Ikram Reyners pulled one back, Devon Titus equalised, and then Andre de Jong scored the winner, a wicked left-footed half volley. He told Michael Morton this week that it's the best goal he's ever scored.
He's got some classics in his And his back does talented De Jong.
So some Orlando Pirates trying to spur on those that are maybe feeling a little dejected, getting behind their team here with a great free kick opportunity in the offing.
Well, Flamini is not on the pitch. He got the winner last week against Richards Bay.
Superb free kick from Kabelo Flamini, who is on the bench today. But lest we forget, Dion Hotton scored from a direct free kick against Cape Town City in the semi-final second leg.
From a similar position, Ron.
Getting towards the half-time break as Dion Hotton takes aim. Oh! And it's been banged back in by none other than Monapule Saleng, and no wonder the spot
on his bed, got to the ball, carried it away from danger, and Saleng switched on. He looked hungry from the start. Has to push it out wide. Could have done a little bit better. Trying to get to the far post. Stevens doing his best to push it out wide. Switched on. He looked hungry from the start. Brilliant rebound. Excellent free kick here from Hotto. Trying to get to the far. Saleng finishes.
Already the first Pirates player in the PSL era to score in the top 8 in 3 successive seasons. Netted here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium 2 years ago to win the game against AmaZulu. That is his 6th goal in the MTN8. More than any other Pirates player in this competition in the PSL era. And an interesting stat from Optajabu earlier this week. The Pirates have won all 19 previous games in which Monapule Saleng has scored.
Great recovery from Maela. He felt it, should have had a goal. Response was from Orlando Pirates as Molisani makes his way into the box.
So here is Fawaz Basadin with another corner kick as we enter into 3 additional minutes. Basadin's delivery met by De Jong at the near post, recovered by Mojela, who will hoist it back in, but not accurately enough. So today the 10th MTN8 final at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. It's the 5th year in a row that the showpiece is staged here. It's not been a very high scoring affair when Moses Mabhida Stadium hosts the MTN8 final. The most goals there's ever been scored in a game back in 2020, just 3. Orlando Pirates with a 2-1 win over Bloemfontein Celtic, where they came from behind to claim the title.
Wow. In the recent times, Orlando Pirates have showed the quality of getting that late goals against Richards Bay last week. Before that, the 2 late goals from Mahopa against Polokwane City. Chippa United, Saleng getting the winner in the 90th. And that shows you the character of the side. It's only half-time, but a response was needed before the end of the first break, and he will not be happy.
No, he won't be happy at all. A 1-0 lead at the break for Steve Barker would have been absolute gold. He would have taken that with both hands and developed a game plan to ensure that they hang on to it, but that certainly not the case now. And speaking of that match in 2020, Orlando Pirates in 9 previous that started off their string of wins. 3 in the last 4 editions as this hoisted up to Maswanganyi, but a combination of Mkaba and Molesani deal with it. In the PSL era, actually, Orlando Pirates had won the top 8 title 3 times in the 19 seasons, and now 3 times in 4 seasons. First under Joseph Zimbauer, and now twice under Jose Rivero.
Clever work from Sassani. Feeling a nudge from Adams going down, taking the pressure off the defense.
Jabbar intercepts. Titus. Mojela. Molesani for Titus. Jabbar. Ibrahim Jabbar. Forces the interception. Shane grabs hold of it. Jose Rivero will retreat down the tunnel with about 30 seconds to go. In fact, that was the end of the additional time. Had already elapsed, and Orlando Pirates will go into the break level with Stellenbosch thanks to Monopule Saleng, who cancelled out Sletonolo Mojela's magnificent opener, one of the best MTN8 final goals of all time. And now both teams have to regroup, and effectively they start from scratch all over again. Stanton.
Disappointing there from Stellis, couldn't hold it on, but credit to Orlando Pirates. They've stuck in there, managed to come up with a solution.
And the ahs. Time to show his support, Guma Extra Strong. Time to bag the money and the bragging rights. Time to tell zonke bonke kutubani uzothatha zonke. Dial star 144 star 8 hash to opt in, buy a bundle or recharge with 10 rand or more and stand a chance to win your share of 8 million rand in prizes. T's and C's apply.
It's MTN Win-Win Summer. Buy 1 gig or more and stand to win your share of 75 million rand. MTN.
You see, it was this game that turned boys into giants. Even today's aces inherited the name from those who came before. Usabutha lomlilo, buzalwa abaziyo, bazokutshela, lisegazini, forever.
You got the whole world in your hands.
This can say, You've got the whole world in your hands this summer with unbeatable deals like the Coca-Cola Original 2-litre 4 for 90 Rand. Excella Sunflower Oil 2-litre for 57 Rand 99. Hisense 65-inch Smart QLED TV.
An accident at the Chernobyl power station. People may have died.
Three children, 2 dogs, 6 meetings with Hong Kong. If you're feeling flat, Barocca can help you hack the lag. Formulated with 12 vitamins and minerals to support you every day. Barocca, hack the lag.
Behind every fairy tale legend is a world of shining crowns, riches and beauty. In every spin, every game and every chance. From diamonds and gems that shine bright to a world of excitement. With 10Bet, there's a thrill that can't be matched. We're made of moments filled with entertainment.
We're made of more. Join us now.
10Bet, for the better. Visit 10bet.co.za.
The Premier Soccer League proudly presents the best versus the best. The MTN8. Wafa Wafa. Mamelodi Sundowns. TS Galaxy. Orlando Pirates. Sekhukhune United. Cape Town City FC. Polokwane City. Supersport United. Stellenbosch FC. Wafa Wafa. The winner takes it all. The MTN8.
It has been a thoroughly engaging first 45 minutes of the MTN final out at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. It is a goal apiece. Stellies going ahead, Orlando Pirates responding, and as things stand, there's still plenty to play for us to see exactly who it is that's going to be crowned champions of the current title. And it started as early as the 12th minute from a Stellenbosch point of view. Deco.
I mean, it was a good take and goal. I think that important flick from De Jong, I think that's the one that sets Somojela up. But also you can start questioning defensively from Orlando Pirates. There's so many players that actually goes to De Jong and try to maybe just to win that first ball. But yet again, you know, it's football, sometimes you need that little bit of a luck. And I think maybe that touch as well from De Jong. Just find Mojela in the right position, be able to just, you know, instinctively, you know, attack that ball with that bicycle kick, just right in the air. I mean, it's a beautiful goal.
Yeah, those are the kind of instincts, Amanda, that come from a player who's right at the top of his game.
Yeah, right on top of his game. He's fired up. And I think he was probably going to look at that run for a very, very long time because you don't get to score as many, especially in a final as well.
Yeah, it's a goal that came during a period where Stellenbosch were very much on the front foot, comfortably controlling this particular game. And perhaps to further underscore that, Bongs, you look at a move like this on the half-hour mark.
Some really, really incredible football here, you know, in terms of just one-touch passing, recognizing to get the ball out of pressure from the throw-in, to recycle it, to go the other side, go in the middle. But that pass for me, that forward pass, control, you know, left foot, right foot, in the gap. And then now you've got the wide player, you know, who then makes a decision in terms of who to pick out. Fair enough, that can get cut out. But to pile on the pressure, that second ball, and this piece of play here is quite intelligent. Little reverse pass, 1-2. Just a little bit more power in the corner, and all of a sudden, China's got a lot of problems.
That is the evolution of the Stellenbosch Football Club.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Stellies, when they came in first, you know, they were playing. Bongano's testify because he played that type of football for a long time, playing those type of long ball in the channels for strikers to run through. But look at the comfortability that they have, you know, playing in those pockets. You rightfully said it's an evolution of this team. You know, the type of quality of the players that they have actually helped them to progress to where they are today. There's no surprise.
Yeah, it's a kind of football that had to get a response from Orlando Pirates, and the response did come. And before we get to the goal, remind you that there were a number of, I guess, warning shots from the Buccaneers, and Dion Hotto heavily involved in the opening 45.
Yeah, I think Close, they had to find a solution, a different outlet, because Dito just hasn't been on the ball. Yeah. And if he's not on the ball, the team, I think, supposedly first half has been suffering. So the likes of Talent, they're trying to always get the ball into spaces, freeing up space But Dion Hoto, I think, for me, has been working tirelessly on the flank, trying to get the crosses, trying to get the likes of Evidence to come in. But they need a little bit of more support in terms of attack.
Yeah, and Bongs, you were the first to say that from a Basadine point of view here. Perhaps he could have just allowed Hoto to go on that outside instead of cutting back in with that left foot.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, the first rule, I mean, if an attacker's on a wide position, force him down the line.
Yeah.
And for Hoto, it becomes even more obvious because he's so left-footed. He wants to come on that left foot. So your job is easy. Just force him on his right foot, force him on his right foot, make it uncomfortable. And he's done this more than once, you know. And ultimately, if you're going to let him do that, and for as long as Saleng will be playing next to Makgopa, they'll always be close to each other whenever the ball arrives within that sort of final third.
It was Saleng denied there by a wonderful tackle from Moloi Sane, but he wasn't to be denied for too long thereafter because on the stroke of half-time, this is the incident. Deko, take us through it.
Yeah, I honestly thought that the referee would play on here, you know, and that resulted into a free kick, rather, because still the ball was within Orlando Pirates players. But then we know that a lot of players have benefited in terms of their set pieces. They've been very deadly, especially Hoto being the culprit of that. And I think here, Sage could have done a little bit better with his experience. Maybe one can say maybe he saw the ball a little bit too late, but you can see from the movement that he done just prior to the ball coming to him, he knew that the ball was going there. And I'm expecting him to actually parry the ball just away from the attackers. And he couldn't. And then, you know, Saleng was there to be able to pounce.
Saleng was there to pounce his second of the season, and that means at half-time, this game is as you were and readily available, as was the case when it started. Another 45 minutes to decide who exactly is going to be the champions of the MTN8 for 2024.
The Premier Soccer League proudly presents the best versus the best. The MTN8. Wafa Wafa. Mamelodi Sundowns. TS Galaxy. Orlando Pirates. Sekhukhune United. Cape Town City FC. Polokwane City. Supersport United. Stellenbosch FC.
French luxury. Arms distilled. Royal Flush Noir. French luxury.
My green tea. Like my Taiwanese green tea 3. Barbecue chicken, Hawaiian, original veg. What?
Sweet chili chicken, the chicken and mushroom with the sauce has to be within.
Nothing beats the amazing fiery Mexican fiesta in any Dream Team 3.
Choose your Dream Team 3. Pick 3 medium pizzas from our 6 winning flavors for only $179.90. Lebanese Pizza. Try something amazing.
The world's best are ready to battle it out for T20 World Cup glory.
She is setting the stage alight
as the heat gets turned up in the United Arab Emirates.
That is a high-class run chase.
Who will reign victorious?
That's the way to start a World Cup.
The ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Only on your World of Champions Supersport.
This October on Supersport. The Reds travel down south to take on the Gunners.
To Salah! Liverpool are running away with it again!
Only on your World of Champions.
When you're
No doubt about it, it has lived up to the hype. Orlando Pirates versus Stellenbosch in the 2024 MTN8 final, evenly poised at halftime. A goal apiece here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium as Orlando Pirates seek history, looking to become the first side to win this tournament 3 times in a row, and indeed just the second team to win any domestic cup 3 times in succession, emulating what their team of the mid-70s did in the National Cup when they won it between 73 and 75. It is a rarely achieved feat, but Orlando Pirates have an opportunity to do it here against this resilient Stellenbosch side. They had to come from behind in the quarterfinals against TS Galaxy, then saw off Mamelodi Sundowns in the semi-finals. They are just the second team in the PSL era to beat Sundowns home and away in a 2-legged cup tie. Not since Solos did it in the League Cup in 2000 had any side managed that over Mamelodi Sundowns. So they are establishing their own cup pedigree here, Stellenbosch. Orlando Pirates will have to believe after that late equalizer in the first half from Monapulu Saleng, who absolutely loves the MTN8. 2022 last man standing, and if he puts in another glittering second half performance here, he might be in the reckoning for that award once again.
Another long throw for Orlando Pirates to deal with. They conceded the first one from a long throw from Molesani. This time Basadine trying to add the pressure. Speaking of Saleng, just brilliant last season, fell out of form, but how he's responded to that, fought his way back into the side, and he has been ever effective for Orlando Pirates, ever important, and he stamped his authority with that equalizer this evening.
Zimbata did really well to cut that out. Now Saleng. And the Pirates will have a free kick. Then Makaula is the man down.
Stellies are going to have to hold their heads and be calm. Yes, they've conceded. They've had 15 minutes in the half-time break just to cool down. And yes, momentum will be from Orlando Pirates, having scored that late equalizer. And Julie catching Makaula from behind.
Orlando Pirates have now scored 152 goals in all competitions, and coach Jose Rivero, 62 of those have come in cup games. Playing their 32nd cup game, including African obligations tonight under the Spaniard. Left for Masangani. Oh, that's clever. Dion Hotto has struck the upright. Sage Stevens rescues the situation. It's a set piece that looked very similar to the one they scored from against Supersport United when Dlamini set up Saleng. This time, instead of crossing, Dion Hotto went for goal, and he came very close.
And brilliant of Jibba. Realised it late there, a bit fortuitous there, coming off the post there from Sage Stevens. Hotto, you could see that ball just took a bobble. He tried to...
Oh, Sage got fingertips on that.
Great touch.
Stellenbosch under pressure here. Similar, I guess, to the second leg when Stevens he just headed the ball. I think Aubrey Modiba had the shot, or maybe Ribeiro. There are a couple of instances that that touch may have been crucial in keeping it out. Taba. Fighting the pressure from Maswangani, who's stolen it from him here. And he got 3 assists in last season's MTN8, Patrick Maswangani. It's Makgopa looking for his 25th career goal this evening. Outside of that aerial challenge against Toure does Makgopa. Bassadin. His first meeting with Orlando Pirates in Stelli's colours came 2 years ago. Provided an assist for Mendietta's equaliser in that particular match. Here's Nduli, receiving from Adams. Flying across field for Mulisani. Taking away off the ball.
Once again, the greasy pitch coming to play there.
Yeah.
Mulisani not judging the bounce. And I think it's clear to see that the pendulum has swung in favour of Orlando Pirates now, since getting that late equaliser in the first half. Remember, they have Mabasa, they have Mafoke,
yep.
They have Kimkwidi, they have Dlamini, they have Vieira on the bench. Can come in and affect play. Stellenbosch also have some quality replacements there. Kipido and Barnes on that list.
Just can't escape at the moment, Stellenbosch. This is Saleng. Being tracked here by Adams. Still Monobule Saleng. Goes the way of Stellenbosch. Taba. It is Stelli's debut at 19 years old in the 2021-22 season in the draw with Mamelodi Sundowns. This is his 46th appearance in all competitions for the club. First time facing Stellenbosch actually for Taba was 2 seasons ago. Jose Rivera was especially in charge of Orlando Pirates. He was partnered with 18-year-old Olweta Mukanya, then 18. Since moved on to Philadelphia Union in the US. They lost that game 4-1. So his introduction to facing the Buccaneers, not the best for the young centre-half.
He's acquitted himself well so far.
He's not a favourite of Jose Rivera, who you would have seen in the picture moments ago. They made that horror challenge on the very promising Orlando Pirates youngster Jabu Mokone in the All-Stars game last year. Right in front of the dugouts. There's the All-Stars coach. Sibisi. Oh. Having come off in tears a year ago, Kasinati Sibisi doing well there in the hearts of defence. Despite the fact that they conceded that first half goal. Jaden Adams is now taking it away from Bakaula. Looking to exploit the pace of Mojela, but it's really well judged by Tabitha Sisani. Good under the high ball.
De Jong is so good with his anticipation of that second ball. Always lurking, picking it up off the defender or the striker.
Three in the box, awaiting Bassadin's cross, which never comes. Mbata tackles it away from him, a man who's been Bafana hero off the bench in recent times. Under 30 minutes played for the national team. He has 2 late goals in his first 2 Bafana apps. This is Mbata's 60th career club appearance. He's only ever scored 1 club goal in the league in a rout of Royal AM, but for the national team, he's been on fire in front of goal. Moses Mabhida, resplendent. East Coast's shoreline. This is 18th domestic cup final that's hosting 10th MTN8 showpiece 2010. Now De Jong. Stelli's growing in confidence 10 minutes into this second period. Mojela in a similar position that he scored against Bulawani City. Really pulls the trigger. He's only ever scored one goal in his career. Came in the MTN8 in that defeat to Kaizer Chiefs 2 seasons ago in the quarterfinals. Super Chain knows that he probably has a lot more work to do in the however long still remains. Recently made his 60th appearance for Orlando Pirates. In fact, that was in their previous game against Richards Bay. 25 clean sheets in those 60 apps, just 40 goals conceded. Diski Challenge champ back in 2018-19 with Bloemfontein Celtic. He made his senior debut in 2019, but he, like Sage Stevens at the opposite end, had a fairly difficult start to life as a goalkeeper, playing second fiddle to others. When Celtic status was bought, he made just one appearance for Royal AN. He was behind Hugo Nyame. And a couple of appearances for Chipper before being recruited by Orlando Pirates.
And how life has changed for it.
Of Mayela. Jane thinks he's prevented the corner. That's the first assistant, Elvis Sitole, disagrees. Played wonderfully well out in Polokwane a week ago. Tumani Putsaka, the player recruited from Cape Town Spurs. He is a genuine talent that Stellies are looking to nurture. Just recently turned 23 years of age.
He's part of the bomb squad of Cape Town Spurs. And yeah, brilliant acquisition here from Stellenbosch for Butaka. He will slot in the middle of the park there. Duly sacrificed. Let's see, Jabal will be in charge of cleaning up at the back, and possibly Butaka alongside Adams, just in front of, or just behind the front three for Stellies.
Well, it's a sub, I guess, that makes sense because Stellenbosch need a little bit more forward impetus, but not only that, Sihle Nduli has a yellow card and you need every player to be giving absolutely 100% right now. Ordered back by Ismail Toure for Sage Stevens. Toure, a 26-year-old from Cote d'Ivoire, was suspended for in the first leg to give them a little bit of hope in that game. That they were down to 10 men for about 55 minutes after this man, Molisani, was sent off. '22 from ASEC Mimosas, and then when they were relegated at the end of that season, made the move to Stellenbosch. Leading with the elbow is De Jong. It's a bit naughty.
Yeah, Let's see, eyes firmly fixed. They knew there'll be some sort of challenge there. A little bit dangerous there, showing the elbows. Makaula running right into it. And Stellenbosch and Stevie Barker that played the first hand, introducing Butaka. What will the response be from Orlando Pirates? And there we have it.
There's the man who came off the bench to win them the Nedbank Cup final at the beginning of June this year. Those, and it was really Mufokeng off the bench. Of course, is history-making, record-breaking. No one's ever done it 3 times in a row, but he will join the late, and how fitting is this? He will join the late Stan Shabalala as the only coach to have won this title 3 times.
Wow, I'll be fitting. Question for Orlando Pirates, who will be sacrificed? Possibly. I'm taking a big chance here. Maybe Mahela. Hotto dropping back to left back. And Mofokeng slotting in on the left-hand side. Could be a possibility for Pirates.
Coach Steve Barker saw his side playing the League Cup last season on penalties. And the man who put them ahead, Mojela, actually missed the next penalty shootout. Sabah heaves one into the box.
Knowing he's out of position there, a little bit desperate there from Jabbar. As the crowd roars in anticipation of Mofokeng, who will be sacrificed.
Well, William Mofokeng started all 3, contributes towards what might be a title-winning efforts, and his sacrifice now is Dion Hotto will drop back into the left-back spots, and Mofokeng has another opportunity to weave his magic. He's a teenager for only a couple more weeks, is Mofokeng. What an impact he has been making since his debut in May of 2023, right at the end of that 2022-23 season.
As expected, an air of anticipation as we wait for Mofokeng to get in possession of the ball. Makaula momentarily grounded.
Perhaps this is another change that they'll have to make. Well, Fawaz Basadin came into this game as the leading scorer in the competition from a tight angle against TS Galaxy, from the penalty spots against Mamelodi Sundowns, but 2 players have joined him now on 2 goals. It is characteristically a very low-scoring tournament in terms of the top goal scorer, but only because there's not that many games to work with.
Yeah, there was an added dynamic to the 2-legged semi-finals.
Stellenbosch beating Mamelodi Sundowns on aggregate, having won that first leg. Still, after 34 2-legged semi-finals, there has never been a side that lose in the first leg and managed to overcome that deficit. And Stellenbosch kept that particular trend going.
Just look at that, Grant. As a footballer, this is what you want to be playing in front of, an electric atmosphere. They've got them on the edge of their seats. Stellenbosch taking the lead, Orlando Pirates getting the equaliser just before half-time. Few changes made to the sides, and it looks like on the sidelines Orlando Pirates preparing to make more changes to that starting 11.
Well, this is a venue that Orlando Pirates have fallen in love with over the years, as Makafeni Makaula is withdrawn here. Of the 9 previous MTN8 finals that have been hosted here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, Orlando Pirates have been involved in 6 of them, and they've won 4 of those. Siko Chain, penalty shootout hero a year ago. 3 successive penalty saves against Mamelodi Sundowns, including the 3rd against who many consider as one of the best midfielders on the continent, Teboho Mokoena. Steve Parker leading Stellenbosch to the final, as you read there, 24th different team to reach the final. Just the second time that Orlando Pirates faced a Western Cape side in the showpiece. They did so back in 2000. They defeated Ajax Cape Town 2-1 after extra time, and coach Gordon Igesund, as Sipasa Mabasa, who turned 28 on Tuesday, comes on here for Evidence Makgopa. Many would have been expecting him to start, but he does eventually run out. This is unbelievably a 5th Cup final appearance for Sipasa Mabasa, and it's the 5th time that he's been introduced off the bench.
And we know what he can do. A brilliant shift there from the substitute Makgopa.
Doesn't mind inviting that pressure. Something not able to keep it alive.
As we pass the hour mark round, to just start to think at extra time. Yes, there's plenty of time left for this match, but coaches will be starting to plan at the back of their mind.
Kutsaka, De Jong, Sabisi sticks in the foot ahead of Devin Titus. Dion Hotto now in his defensive role, backs it away. Dion Hotto is the ultimate workhorse. In the 10 full seasons that he's played in South African football with Arrows and Celtic and now Orlando Pirates, he has missed just 18 out of 300 league games. He's endeared himself to Orlando Pirates over the years as someone with an unbelievable work ethic and a willingness to be deployed wherever he's needed.
Chipping in defensively is Mabasa, more suited to the other end of the field.
54 career goals for Tsipasa Mabasa. Just one of those has come at Moses Mabhida Stadium, despite it being one of the more prominent venues in South African football. That was at the beginning of the 2019-20 season, in a 4-3 loss to Wits when he was with Celtic, a game in which Dion Hotto scored.
Totally scuffed there from Basadine. Dlamini last weekend against Richards Bay in KZN province came on as a substitute and got the winner. What a brilliant free kick that was.
Another in-swinging delivery. Next by De Jong, as was the case against the Rockets in the quarter-final. Now Mufokeng. Some space to work. Squeezing it through. And Dlamini skips it. First real involvement here. It's a beauty of the goal. And if you'll recall, the 2023 Nedbank Cup final was Dlamini's angled ball to Monopoli Saleng. He touched it back for Terence Dukamanja to win the game at Loftus.
He's right next to you with that one.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lovely reverse ball here from Mufokeng, brilliantly disguised. He cuts in field, trying to work that space. Jaden Adams knew it. Had to do something about it. Now De Jong. It's off.
Talent and Bata looks like he's struggling. Bit of a scuff there. Slightly offside, not concentrating, should have stayed in his half. Titus. This is the earlier attempt there, Maswanganye. Linking up play there. Deft touch, brilliant touch there, Mafokeng. Should have taken it first time. But nonetheless, great movement to beat the offside.
The ball from Kameni, superb. Yeah, the two substitutes in discussion. Mabasa would love to have an impact in the final. Came on as a sub in the League Cup final in 2017. He was introduced in the 89th minute as Celtic lost 1-0 to Wits. He was an injury time sub for Lepasa in the 2020 MTN8 final. He was an injury time substitute for Sekhukhune United against Pirates in the 2023 Nedbank Cup final. And then, as was the case today, came on at about the hour mark for Evidence Makgopa a few months ago against Mamelodi Sundowns in the Nedbank Cup final.
I never expected that. 70 minutes played, Mbata cramping. Could be the occasion, could be the accumulation of minutes played. He's been ever present in that midfield for Orlando Pirates as Talent Mbata. Nasebocha making his way to replace Mbata.
De Jong sent on his way. San Munya. Well, a lot was made of the fact that Munyane would have to play today as he has done in MTN8 this season with Dino van Rooyen cup tied, and how would he perform, and would that be part of the storyline? But he has done quite admirably, and really the mere fact that we haven't spoken all too much about it means that he has been very circumspect but doing exactly the job that he was called upon to do. Man has obvious talent, but 2 seasons ago he sat out the entire campaign. He was sent back to the reserves, was refreshed, and then Jose Rivero arrived and said, I want this man in my first team. And he's making his 12th appearance in the MTN8. Today is Munyane. In 2022 he featured in every game, but he was injured in the final. Oh, how about that from De Jong? He tries to turn with the chain collects. In 2023, by the way, just sticking with that story of Munyane, he featured in every single game except the final. Bitterly disappointed to lose out on a starting berth then.
Yeah, but he's been excellent this evening, keeping the likes of De Jong and Mojela at bay.
Stretched forward by Adams for Putsaka. There's Sane. De Jong. Putsaka and Jabbar. Unsure of who should take responsibility there. Jabbar with some quick feet. Sees the punt by Adams. De Jong. Auto blocks. Still not away. Pasadine. He can't find a teammate, nor can he fire a shot at goal.
Opportunity lost there with a heavy touch from Basadine. And still he's piling on the pressure there. Can't take your eye off this game. It's end-to-end stuff as we see Sanele Barnes being introduced.
Barnes coming on for goal scorer Mojela. Barnes, who was playing for nearly relegated Richards Bay last season, yet still created more opportunities in the Premiership than any other player. Mojela for the second MTN8 game running, set up by De Jong for a very important goal, but will it be enough? And Orlando Pirates have introduced Rasibocha, surprise signing from SuperSport United in the off-season.
Not on the same page that time. Trying to link up on this left-hand flank with Leon Hotto and the recently introduced Rile Mofokeng.
Mofokeng has scored Pirates opener against Cape Town City in the semi-final first leg. A game in which the Pirates were really under pressure in the second half. Cape Town City eventually equalized, but at the Orlando Stadium they were uncompromising in front of goal, 2-0 to get through to this final. Here's a first real opportunity for Sanele Barnes. I'll find Basadine. Flamini now, releasing Masangani. Take the target, Rile Mofokeng. Stellenbosch having a long share of possession in this second half, despite the fact that they were the team to start the second period firmly on the back foot. The confidence that Orlando Pirates had coming out of the break, having scored just before it, was very telling. Sani perhaps more comfortable as a centre-half, but definitely doing the job as a right-back, the 25-year-old. A couple of seasons in the first division as well. He was captain of All-Stars for 2 seasons after leaving Mamelodi Sundowns, right? Bocha. Still Saleng. Mofokeng. This is lovely from Pirates. Checked up by Munyane. Can't find Mabasa. He was waiting.
Great movement there in the pocket. Sundowns in the house. Wendell Robinson in attendance. He's from Maritzburg. Just down the road, taking the weekend off.
Used to seeing him in his Sundowns tracksuit. A little bit of style.
He's not in the Sundowns tracksuit, he's on the golf course.
And Flamini again, from the Nubian. Saleng leaves it behind. A lovely ball from Dion Hotto. Now it's collected by Mofokeng. Saleng. Hotto. Goal! Now what can they do here, Orlando Pirates? Mofokeng can't find Masangani.
Brilliant stuff here, and Cheba just getting the interception. Masangani clipping him. Pumi Kusana. And the Pirates putting the strings behind the scene.
Shoes to fill, of course. The Pirates have won the last 4 domestic cup finals they've been involved in, twice in the MTN8, twice in the Nedbank Cup. The last time that they lost a cup final was the 2018-19 Telkom knockout, now Carling knockout, the League Cup. Scintillating game against Baraka, and ended 2-2 and had to be settled on penalties. This is Mabasa, touch not tight enough.
It's a stage in the game where Orlando Pirates of late, we did mention, very strong in the end, in the last 10 minutes. getting some late winners. And they'll be feeling that they can get something here.
It has been a trend for them. Yet to lose this season, Orlando Pirates. In 10 games, they have won 6 in a row coming into this match. Conceded just once over that period. Jaden Rhodes' goal rather, for Cape Town City in the first leg of their semi-final. Also kept 3 successive clean sheets for the second time in 2024 coming into this match. Although that was quickly undone by Mojela. A lot of late goals for Orlando Pirates, who have been on a tear. Barnes, De Jong, Butsaka, Titus! This is the target.
The wrong technique. Should have side-footed it. Brilliant one-touch football from Stellies to open up that defense of Orlando Pirates here, starting with Sanele Barnes. One touch from De Jong, another from Butsaka, laid on a platter. Should have done better there. You'd want it to fall to Devon Titus. Was not clinical at all, and golden opportunity lost there for Stellenbosch.
Still no MTN8 goals for Devon Titus. This is his 6th appearance in the competition. Fairly even in terms of the goal attempts that these two sides have mustered. At all. Jose Rivero has revived this Orlando Pirates side since linking up with them midway through 2022. He's also revived the absolute love affair with this tournament. They were the first NSL era team to win the top 8. That was the inaugural season back in 1972. They were the first to win back-to-back top 8 titles because they won it the following year. First team in the PSL era to win the top 8 when it was reintroduced to the calendar in 2000. Then the first team to win it back-to-back in the PSL era. 2011 they did that, and then in 2023 again. First team in the PSL era to win 6 titles, and today in their 10th PSL era top 8 final, the first team to reach 10 finals. Still trail Kaizer Chiefs in terms of the all-time title haul. 12 to 15 that the Chiefs has since 1972, but it's steadily closing in on them. Interesting when it comes to the areas in which Orlando Pirates have chosen to exploit, and it also says a lot about how reserved they've had to be maybe on the right-hand flank, where things had to be switched up a tad.
Yeah, but having said that, when Manyani does foray forward, it's tiniest and effective. As we see most of that attacks down the left-hand side and centrally for Orlando Pirates.
Also have to bear in mind that some of those attacks down the right, they counter central when the player cuts in. Orlando Pirates playing at these inverted wingers, as we see here. Monopoly Saleh feeding Masangani. Exchange of passes here, and Dlamini has a goal. So Stevens well positioned. Dlamini is looking to be the hero again.
That's a nice foot race there. Hartel up against Titus.
Impressible Dion Hartel. Last season earned his 50th assist in South Africa's top flight in that 2-1 loss to Skikuni United in March. To show the all-round contributor that he is. Juninho Palace coming on along with the teenager Lagalihle Pili, who was nominated for DVC Player of the Season last year. fitting that one of the men in the dugout for Stellenbosch, this is DDC coach Evangelos Villios. He is a truly exciting talent. Has already netted his first senior goal. Did that in the Confederation Cup prelim rounds.
He'll slot in alongside the front three. He'll replace Devon Titus on the right-hand flank, and Juninho Palace restores a bit of legs there in the middle of the park there. Just provide some bite defensively. Does have the ability to foray forward as Juninho Palace.
Sani making it clear. So just under 5 minutes of regulation time to go. Dion Hotter receiving from Sibisi. Sibisi yet another final in his home province. He grew up at Pokomen near Howick. This time there's looks to be, from a personal perspective, because we don't know how the game will end, but a happier ending for Sibisi in terms of the fact that he hasn't had to go off injured in the first half. Playing today because of the absence of Lisa Nda. It has been Sisani and Nda have been forming that centre-half partnership. Sisani proving exactly why he is considered so valuable to Orlando Pirates this season. Called from loan at the beginning of the previous season, and he's already close to matching the amount of appearances he's made, and getting a Bafana call up with a few players absent at the moment. Hugo Bruce identifying him as a very capable standard. Jalen Adams, Sanele Barnes, Putsaka making a dart. Hesitated just before he crossed and let the ball run away.
Yeah, and two minds there, wanted to maybe have a touch to keep it in play for the first time cross. Let's look at Stellis there. A lot through the centre there, equally spread from the left and the right as well, using both flankers in Tyson and De Jong.
Stevens claims, even at 33 years of age, he's still hoping that national team call-up comes at some point. The games against Congo Brazzaville, home and away, coming up in this next FIFA window this coming week. Ronald Williams, joined by Ricardo Goss and Sipo Chain as the goalkeepers, but we'll get a look at some point. Sisani and Basadine, as well as Sibisi, also included there. Jaden Adams, Talenta and Bata up against one another today, but international teammates in the coming week. Of course, Patrick Maswanganyi and Mufokeng are in the mix as well. Looking to enhance their chances of going to Morocco. Yeah, it's like Lishiti up against Maswanganyi as well. Sibisi. Basadine. Now we head towards extra time. And perhaps penalties beyond that. Every time MTN8 finals gone to extra time at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, it's also needed penalties. Paris have had 3 of their top 8 finals since 2000. That's in the PSL era, decided on penalties. They won 2. That was in 2010 when they got the better of Solos. Also in 2023 over Mamelodi Sundowns. They did lose in 2013 though to Platinum Stars, the last time that a first-time finalist won the title. Barnes delivers, Juninho Palace helps it on. And I don't think he was going direct for goal, and no one able to latch onto the end of that flick. Steve Barker fouling the touchline. His dugout, he can barely keep still at the moment. The nerves have got a hold of him. Manyane has done a very admirable job. That's right back. Dino van Rooyen, purchased in the off-season for his considerable talents. Have Lubitso, who's currently injured. Bandi Lushandu, who's been out for an absolute age, is slowly returning to full fitness. Very competitive in virtually every position from an Orlando Pirates perspective. Here is Dlamini. That ball was slipped through to him wonderfully well. Nasran Yani clattered by Ismail Toure. Oh! Well, he won't mind at all. Takes advantage of the situation. Tsengabasa Mabasa. And the Moses Mabhida Stadium has exploded. Stellenbosch remonstrating with the referee. But it looks as though the goal will stand.
He allowed play to continue. As Basidin not happy with the decision. They left stunned. This is the initial moment. The tackle was the foul given. You can see Stellenbosch players stop playing. There's a quick one and Mabasa with the finish. Definitely was a foul. It wasn't from where the foul was taken.
Yeah.
Pirates continued with the play.
So there's 2 complaints here from the Stellenbosch perspective. Number 1, not from where the foul occurred. Number 2, and I'm being pedantic here, but the ball might have still been in rotation as Mofokeng delivered it. He touched it, yes, but that didn't put a stop to the ball rolling. But Tsengabasa Mabasa's goal stands, and the man who got them up and running in the second leg of their semi-final against Cape Town City has now scored in the showpiece. That is his 55th career goal, hot career goal. Mabasa in all competitions. And just the second time that he's ever netted at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. And he indicates that it's all about staying switched on. A little point to his, gesture to his forehead. He was sharp, he was focused. He profited from the Stellenbosch lapse. It's contentious, but the Buccaneers lead late on, and they have come from behind to lead, as they have done so often in cup finals of late. Twice in the Nedbank Cup, back-to-back years, 2023 and 2024, went behind and came back to win deep into the game. And now they've done it in the MTN8. Mabasa turned 28 this week. He is hitting his prime. Top goal scorer in the league last season. And it looks likely that he has got the winner in the MTN8 final. Away by Mofokeng. Mabasa getting some ill treatment. I guess understandably so. Masaneng is offside. Now he's a man that virtually never so much as cracks a smile, Jose Ribeiro. Another reticent fella who's always pleading for calm from his players, and that's who he is as a person. Nelson Barnes, last chance here for Stellenbosch, across from Basadine. No one there to meet it. Camino Palace was closest, but even he couldn't stretch. Now in the closing moments, there's an opportunity here for Mofokeng to surely wrap it up, and he has. Well, when we look back in history and see this scoreline, it certainly won't reflect the tight nature of the game. But 3 goals for Orlando Pirates means 3 successive MTN8 titles for the very first time. And Durban will be rocking until the early hours.
Cool, calm and collective was Mofokeng in front of goal. It's the nail in the coffin. Pirates get their 3rd. We said it, Grant, they pounce late. A clearance from Hotto. Picked up from Mofokeng. Brilliant vision from Mabasa. And he needed to be calm. One shimmy, another shimmy. Sent Nakaba diving as he gets the 3rd for Orlando Pirates. It's game, set, match. Brilliant stuff there from Mofokeng.
And finally, the stoic Ribeiro can't hold back the emotions any longer. This is the highest scoring MTN8 final to ever be hosted at Moses Mabhida Stadium. And there is the final whistle. The Buccaneers are history makers in 2024. They win the title for a 3rd time in succession. It's never been done before in this competition. It's been done just once across all of South Africa's domestic cups 50 years ago by the Buccaneers. There's Sipho Chain, who emerged as the hero a year ago. Not called upon to play quite as big a role, but he did his part. Jose Ribeiro has made a monumental impact in South African football since arriving at Orlando Pirates. He emulates what the late Stanley Shabalala did. What the late Stanley Shabalala did as the only coach in history to win this title 3 times. Stanton Fredericks.
What a goal from Mojele in your picture. A goal brilliant enough to win the final. Orlando Pirates had other thoughts. An equalizer just before the halftime. Gained momentum. And a contentious 2nd goal. Nonetheless, left Stellies dejected. They really gave it their best. Made a few substitutes. Asani was brilliant in defense. It smiled all round as Ribeiro celebrates. And it's despair on the other end for Stellenbosch. They came here with a tactical plan. They executed, has to be said. The equalizer just before halftime changed things drastically, and it was Orlando Pirates as the pendulum swung in their favour. They were lethal in the second half. Mabasa coming on, Mofokeng coming on. Both substitutes had a hand in the result as Orlando Pirates see themselves victorious this evening. Saleng, another massive performer.
Smiles and embraces all round for the Orlando Pirates players. Dejection from a Stellenbosch perspective. Jaden Adams seems to be taking it particularly hard, but I think they can hold their heads up high. And the men from the Winelands, just their second ever cup final. And I think that there will be a fair few more on the horizon. They ran Pirates close. It was such an evenly contested match. They were the side to open the scoring through a Mojela stunner. And Orlando Pirates, as they have so often done in the past, when it matters the most, when the stakes are the highest, they turn it around. They do it again tonight. They win 3-1. They are the MTN8 champions for a third time in a row.
Amidst all of the celebrations, I don't even know if the man of the match is going to hear me, but it is Tabi Sosesan, of course, who receives his man of the match prize, courtesy of head of marketing at MTN, Ukulufelo Matlahane. Hand it over. Congratulations. This has been an unbelievable season for you. It's been wonderful. You've just fit into this Orlando Pirates squad and you've become such a key member. Tell us about the game today and getting this prize. Fantastic.
Yeah, okokuqala ngizothanda ukubonga uNkulunkulu, ngibonga ama-teammate wami, technical team, the whole team. Mengizoya egamini, first half mekunzima kakhulu, but the second half sijeke ukuthi sa all out so bathola ngama-count.
Akusitshela ukuthi bokunjani ngoba namhlanje izinto bezitshintshile kancane mawubheka ukuthi bokwenzakalani laphana ku-defense, kodwa benimthemba umqeqeshi ukuthi izosebenza.
Yeah, bona itshintshile i-defense, but thina sitshelile ukuthi akunandaba ukuthi kudlala ubani, but siya all out. Ngithanda ukubonga umqeqeshi ubhilivele kithi, nathi sibhilivele kuye. Yeah.
Congratulations, uzizwa unjani man? MTN8 champions.
Yeah, ngizizwa ngihappy kakhulu. Le cup leli ngidedicatela Olisanda. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Felicidades. 1, 2, 3. Something special about number 3 for you, for Orlando Pirates. Wow.
Thank you so much. These guys are making history. Today, one more time, is a proof that it's just the beginning for them. We have an excellent team, young, with future. And they have to keep pushing the level high, competing for major things, even from the humbleness. Thank you to Stellenbosch. They play an exceptional final. But I think Pirates was superior tonight, even though we start behind. We have to come back. I didn't have the feeling in the first half that we were far to do it. We were patient. We managed to compete better in the last 20 minutes as well, controlling them. I think it was a very complete performance from our side. Happy for the people one more time. There's a lot of people that you can see even today. We were losing 1-0. The people continue cheering and supporting. They are confident. They know the guys can do it anytime. And it's something that we really need to appreciate and put in value.
Agreed. And also, this is extra special because for you as a coach, to win it a third time, I know that you mentioned this a lot, coming here as Orlando Pirates, that you want to do it for Stanley.
No, but it's the reality. It's the team, the one who is winning for the third time in a row. It's not the coach. We are together here We fight, we train, we work, we plan, we travel, we try to do our best in every game. That's the minimum that we can do when we are representing a club like this one. What can I tell you? We have a lot of talent, we have a lot of everything, so only because of that this is possible.
And your players also trusted in you. You did say, when it comes to what was happening in the defense, you know it was different, but the players trusted in you. You look at the man of the match as well. Stefan said, we trusted in the coach and the coach's plans. It was going to work.
Well, that's the name of the game. This is about trusting each other when we are on the field, with the people outside, with the people who is analyzing the games, the people who is taking care of the guys. I can only understand this business as a collective, and I'm trying to play my part to make these guys that, like I said, that they can achieve whatever they have the capacity to fight. And that's the lesson that we need to learn from the beginning of this season, these 3 months, as being already intense, but at the same time, really, really, really exceptional, in my opinion.
Coach, go enjoy the celebrations. Gracias. Felicidades. And he was giving plaudits as well to Stellenbosch, who performed unbelievably, especially how it is that you started. A bit of a scrappy end, unfortunately, to what really was a very intense, very competitive encounter, Coach.
Yeah, Carol, it's unfortunate that incidents like that spoil the game. I mean, firstly, it's not a free kick. Secondly, the ref's speaking to the players. Thirdly, it's taken from the wrong place. So what can I say? There's nothing I want to say. There's nothing more. Thank you.
Understandably, I mean, we saw it as well, so understandably disappointed. But let's talk about the good and how your team has performed, those building blocks, and how you're becoming such a powerhouse. That first half, that goal from Mujela, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's difficult to think of the good things, but we obviously were competitive. We showed that we can compete with the best teams on a weekly basis. But yeah, it's disappointing that the game ended like that.
Coach, still, we'll remember Stellenbosch and this great run that you had in the MTN8 competition. Congratulations for coming this far, being as competitive as you were, and the team giving it their all. Yes, unfortunate, but it takes nothing away from the way that your team has performed to reach here. Well done getting to the final.
Thank you, Carol. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks for staying with us. A post-match presentation with the man of the match and the coaches out of the way, and soon the players will be receiving their medals. Thabiso Sisani, our MTN8 player of the match in the final. Player who they brought back from loan last season, seeing that there was definitely something he could contribute to the team. And there's the winner's check. 10 million rand richer are Orlando Pirates. They are the first team to receive the prize money since it's been bumped up by a couple million. A club that have been recruiting wonderfully well over the past couple of seasons, which Stanton, I think even Orlando Pirates fans will be the first to admit, has not always been the case. At work now, it appears that they really have got the formula right. And speaking of getting the formula right, this is how they got it right today. Didn't get off to the best start though. Right. And speaking of getting the formula,
but it was Edmund Munapule Saleng with the celebration.
see the trophy presentation, to see the pyrotechnics, to see their heroes lift the title. And it's becoming a habit for Orlando Pirates, a team that have got off to an unbelievable start this season on all fronts. They are through to the group stages of the CAF Champions League, getting past the same hurdle as last season, one that tripped them up in Jwaneng Galaxy from Botswana. On DSTV stream to take in what has been an enthralling final act in the 2024 MTN8. So closing in on Kaizer Chiefs, our Orlando Pirates. I mean, if you think back to 2019, Orlando Pirates were 6 titles behind Chiefs. Wow. And now 2.
Well, I'll talk about catching up. And speaking of Orlando Pirates, just to get back to the introduction of Jose Rivero to Orlando Pirates, you mentioned a little bit unknown, came into the side, and his record speaks for himself. Like the communication, smiles now, but he'll tell you what, it was intense during the game, but how he has come into the side, given them an identity, has the success to back it up, and overcame quality sides like Stevie Barker's here this evening, a Stellenbosch side which needed a lot of tactically astute thinking, introductions, and as we mentioned earlier, players believing in what he set out today. Change in defense, started Hotto further up the pitch, dropped Mabasa, started with Mahopa. Decisions like that has matched the success for the Orlando Pirates side under Jose Rivero.
He always seems to have a trick up his sleeve, doesn't he? That's the thing. He keeps opposition coaches guessing. And finally, they've got themselves off to a good start in their league campaign. Last season, they started with a defeat to Stellenbosch. Antonio van Beek, who since departed for overseas, scored the only goal of that game. The season prior to that, made a very slow start. So they didn't lose many, but they also were drawing far too often and not scoring enough. And in fact, it was probably the MTN8 title win that just bought Jose Rivero a little bit of extra time, because in the league things weren't quite coming right. And even though they've gone through spells in the past where they string together a lot of wins in a row, they've always been left playing catch-up because they maybe are not making the best start to their league campaign. But that is not the case this time around. 3 from 3 to begin the season. They are level with Mamelodi Sundowns at the top of the table, and I think everyone's been saying that in order for us to have a close run-in come the end of the season, someone needs to be putting pressure on Sundowns towards the tail end. So can Pirates be that team on the early evidence? You would have to say it is likely.
Yeah, and added to that, the team coming up to accept the silver medals will certainly have a hand in that. They will be aiming for a little bit higher. You look at the Stellenbosch side last season, ending in 3rd position. So they'll want to keep it up there. The year before that in 6th. The year before that 4th position. So the Stellies side certainly one to be counted when we're talking about winning titles and winning cups.
And they were definitely in the reckoning for that runners-up spot as well. Stellenbosch were behind Orlando Pirates on goal difference when all was said and done, but they did not have a good conclusion to their league campaign. They did manage to come away with the League Cup title. Several players in the Stellenbosch setup still look distraught, and I'm sure will be fairly aggrieved as to the nature of how the results came about, but they can be encouraged by, and I'm sure that's not the way they want to think about it, because they would have liked to challenge until the end. They would have liked to take it to extra time and perhaps penalties beyond that, but they are a quality side who now have an opportunity to do something on the African continent, as Mahan Kota, the young rising star amongst the Orlando Pirates, ranks the next in line behind Willem Mofokeng to really make an impact, as the one that leads out the Orlando Pirates team as they collect their medal. Mofokeng's goal, academic in the end, not nearly as consequential as the one that he netted in the Nedbank Cup, which was the winner, but it means that he just keeps adding to his already impressive tally. The man who is about to turn 20 years old, the man who was the youngest Pirates player ever to score in a National Cup final at the beginning of June this year. A man who already in 51 appearances for Orlando Pirates has 18 goal contributions, 9 goals, 9 assists, and for a man his age, that is very impressive.
Only getting started. As you see, Marco came on.
Good to see him back.
Yeah, great to see him back. Came on against Richards Bay. Never got a run today, but surely back in the squad and back in the plans of this technical side that make their way to collect their medals. So much work done in behind the scenes. And as Rivero often does, it's not him, it's a collective. And when he speaks of that collective, it's that entire administration of Orlando Pirates.
Well, there's Jose Rivero first to shake hands with Gates and McKenzie, and following him, as you say, the collective. London Kazi, Sharon Damon has done an unbelievable job with the goalkeeping department. And here he is, Innocent Mayela. You really had to feel for him when he missed out on the last 2 MTN8 finals, both times through injury. 2 years ago, he pulled his hamstring in the Soweto derby just the week before the final. And then last season, it was during that period where he was out injured after surgery. But he played his part today. And Orlando Pirates have done something absolutely remarkable, and they get an opportunity to celebrate it now. A proud moment for these players under lights at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. They have done something unprecedented. Listen, Yaminika Kani. Here they go. They are the history makers. It's an iconic repeat for Prastan, for the Ghost, for legacy. Orlando Pirates are 2024 MTN8 champions.
also Mbata in that midfield, gave an opportunity for a proper debut to Iniesta, Rasibovic in that midfield. That's why I'm saying this win just proves the depth of Orlando Pirates and what they are going, what the plan is going forward into the season.
And it was those players who came off the bench, the likes of Mabasa and Rede, who came in with that effect. But you see how happy the Orlando Pirates family is today, and you wonder, where to from here? You look at the rest of the season, the league is up for the calling. This is now 11 in all competitions, undefeated for Pirates.
11 in all competitions, undefeated for Orlando Pirates. You can see the jubilation of the boys behind us. I think for them now, they need to take it a game at a time, because if they start looking at records and 11 games unbeaten and all of that, they'll put pressure on themselves, you know. So for me, one game at a time is key for me. Mbata,
Whoa. Before we go through to the ever-talented one, let's also keep you for a while, Talente, because we've got a minister who knows how talented you are. Carol. We certainly do. The Honourable Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, Mr. Gayton McKenzie, was here. Watch this final live. You knew this is where you had to be. World-class venue, sold-out arena. What an atmosphere.
You know, everybody here is a super fan. We are the best sporting nation. Look at the atmosphere here. Everybody's happy. But let me congratulate Orlando Pirates, and let me say to Stellenbosch FC, they have put up a great fight. They put up a championship fight. And to the champions, Orlando Pirates, listen, it was tough, but you guys did it. And I want to congratulate the under-20. We've taken Kosafa. The guys are doing well. I mean, I'm just happy. We are just winning every time. We're winning every day. We are winning nation. Was Van. I mean, the people are going to get tired of all this winning.
We saw it. No DNA, just RSA.
No DNA, just RSA. Yes, that's us.
Wow, we love it. We love it. Winning nation, South Africa's playground. Fantastic job of hosting this, the MTN8 final. Wafa. While celebrations are still going on the field, as they know that they are the first South African team to win a hat-trick of MTN8 titles. Wafa. You've got Talente Mbata, the ever so talented. Congratulations on this wonderful title.
Thank you so much. It's a great feeling winning at home because I'm from Durban. So I think everyone was watching, including my parents at home. So I'm very happy that we won and I got my first MTN.
Congratulations, Barry Wafa. But today, surprise, MTN8 final, and you didn't get injured.
You know what they say, I guess it's that time lucky, you know. I'm really happy I was able to play and finish the game, you know, and it's been here, you know, I've been getting injured, but today I'm glad I could finally play, and to play along these such great people, you know, it's even better, you know, to make it 3 times in a row. We are very happy.
3 out of 3, Tito. MTN 3 out of 3. Kohosi.
I think it's not enough. We want to win more. If we can, we can. So we keep going. We don't stop because we want 3. I think even next season we want to defend everything we have, and we want to try and win other cups as well that we don't have, so we can defend them on the other season. So I'm very happy with the team performance, with everyone in the team putting all the hard work during the week. It wasn't easy, but we came. I also thanks to the supporters. They came in numbers, and we're very happy with the results. Yeah.
The supporters are treating you guys as the home team in Moses Mabhida. We know Stellies have played their home games here, but it was black and white in the stands, guys. How important are they in terms of pushing you guys to keep achieving as a team and as a group?
I think it's very important for them to be here. I think everywhere we go, we experience such, and we shouldn't take it for granted. I think they're here. They took all their money to buy the tickets and to be here to support us. I think it's late at night now, but they're still here with us. It shows love, and we also have to give back to them by putting a good performance on the field. So we did that, and we're very happy, and we want to continue to do more. Yeah.
Congratulations, boys.
Well, they are the happy people, and there are MTN8 winners again and again and again. Carol, I do know that you are with Mandla Nikazi. Again and again and again, 3 times. What a final, man. I'm here with Coach Nikazi, who's soaking it all in. This is historic. This is historic, and it's a very emotional moment as well, especially because in the lead up to this, you were busy saying, Brasten.
It's mixed emotions for me. How much I wish Brasten was still around, just for him to witness the fruits of his contribution. May his soul rest in peace. But we will continue with his wishes and try and fulfill all the objectives that the club wants. I'm happy that there's people that we don't see that have contributed so much to where we are. They don't want to be seen. Steve Kompela would say there's visible success and invisible success. Those that can't be seen, maybe let's take this opportunity and say thank you to them. Their work can be seen. We are the only ones who stand in front, but we stand in front on behalf of a whole group that can't be seen.
This was a difficult one, though. You knew just how competitive Stellenbosch was going to be, the pedigree that they have, and we've been seeing them. They've just become this hard machine to beat. So you knew that this was going to be a really tough final, and it was.
Like we predicted, Stellenbosch are a very good side. They're very competitive. They play their game successfully. So we knew, we analyzed. They still played the same way. How much we did the long throw-ins, but still they scored on a long throw-in. That just shows how good they are as a side. I just wish them well. Steve Parker has done well with the side. Let him continue and have a good season. But unlucky today, Pirates had to win and create history.
Oh, and they did indeed. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Carol.
Well, they always say Stellies of Nicks. Stellies managed to win a cup competition right here at Moses Mabhida Stadium not a year ago. He's won 2 with Stellies and now with Orlando Pirates. If we win a cup, there's a certain man you need to hire.
Tato says if you want to win a trophy in South African football, go get Devon.
Yeah, you know, it was a very emotional game for me. I didn't want to give away everything, but I had to because Pirates is my new home. I want to win. I want to win trophies. That's my desire. And we all knew what kind of football they play, but I thought, let me come with individual capabilities and what they do with their players. Long throw-ins, long goal kicks, who it's going to go to and how we must look out for it. And I think at the end of the day, we controlled that quite well, and I'm glad I could give my 2 cents and help out for another trophy.
When you're looking at the game, preparing for the game, how was it emotionally for you? You're coming up against a technical team that you know very well, sharing the information with the Orlando Pirates technical team at the moment. How difficult was the preparation going into this game? I think if there's one person that knows both teams so well in South Africa, in this continent, it had to be you.
Yeah, the preparation went well. I was very passionate to give the info across because, of course, I want to win. But at the same time, I was very hard-sore that I'm giving the info away. But that's life. You know, you can't just hold back and carry on what you want to do. Yeah, during the match, I didn't want to celebrate. I kept it inside for my respect for Stellenbosch because thanks to them, I'm here now. Thanks for them to give me the ability to come this side. So a lot of credit goes to Stellenbosch and what they're doing that side. It's an amazing team, amazing structures from junior all the way up. And yeah, I'm very thankful.
Go celebrate with their teammates, Dev. Or does it count?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Does it count?
Absolutely fantastic win.
Does it count for analysts? Can they celebrate against their former teams or they can't?
I don't think so. I don't know. It's up to him because it's all about respect. And he has said that he still respects Stellies, where he comes from. And now at Orlando Pirates. And he's won 2 cup titles in less than a year. Carol, where are you on the field?
I'm still right here on the field, on the pitch. Of course, I've been abandoned. Stiga, because he was also doubling up doing commentary duty out there. What a final, an historic one. A bit of a scrappy ending over there, but well worth the admission price alone. Back to our commentary team after a sterling job. Your synopsis of what we witnessed out here today.
Yeah, sorry, Carol, I had to steal him. You know what? After last year, the game was kind of I wouldn't say ruined. It was a thrilling penalty shootout, but the win kind of just stifled the play a little bit. Even though there were two really good teams involved. Now this time around, we actually got to see a fantastic, enthralling game of football.
Yeah, I think tactically it was very difficult for both sides. You could see that the starting lineups, what Orlando Pirates had to do, change the back four. For Stellenbosch, they had to come up with a different tactic there, especially in the middle of the park there. Does Jabbar play alongside Adams and Nduli? You know, do they go 3, do they go 2 in the middle of the park? But at the end of the day, they managed to take the lead. But it was Orlando Pirates' quality and depth that came to the party. We speak about set plays, and they've proved so far in the last 2 months that they are massive in terms of free kicks, in terms of corners. And in the second half, the momentum just and the pendulum swung in the favor of Orlando Pirates. Contentious goal, has to be said. But at the end of the day, the quality came through, and they see themselves 3 times in a row.
Thanks, Carol. We'll send it over.
Yeah, fantastic way just to wrap what has happened here and giving plaudits as well to both sides for a very competitive final. Reggie, ibone kanjani wena?
Bekumdlalo omuhle kakhulu Carol, angibonge nje kakhulu. Ngithanda nje ukubonga abalandeli bonke abaphume ngeinumbers beza la bazobuka lapha ke umdlalo. Inkumbi zabalandeli. Bekumdlalo ke obusha ngapha nangapha. Lihlolo lumujela igoli ke elihle elibe igoli ke elihle ngendlela ke AC manga bebekhona ke nosiduma ngabanye bezoduma ngeStellenbosch kodwa ke akuhambanga kahle ekugcineni abanye bebeyilandile abanye bebeyilethile. Ingakho ngizwa ngithi yadle emnyama yadle emnyama yadle emnyama yadle emnyama yadle emnyama Orlando Pirates.
Athi base ngeinumbers nebafikile ngempela ngokumdlalo omnandi kakhulu. Baba wena uring kantsweri neribona teng mona mo Moses Mabhida.
Carol re ke re wena ke re ho no le monate ka kwano fokwala tsa ka jeno ke re le bo ba sebetsi mo kaofela crew kaofela SuperSport eneng e hula pele ke kgaitsedi ya ka umandosi ke bua ka ena nono xaba a tsamalela ka ba phindi chabalala luna kaofela Carol wena ka mothato moeni kaofela bo mme bana ba teng. We always doing it for her. Her is our female basebetsang lona mthemo tla ba etsa msebetsi o makgethe bo ntate kaofela engineer everybody msebetsi o makgethe o motle. Orlando Pirates ba tlile ka mafielo ba tla ka dikoloi ba tla ka dibese ba tla ka maoto ba tla ka ditraka. The ultimate thing in the fela Orlando Pirates e hape tournament ena kgetlo la boraro ka tatelano. They showed character ba bontsha matla ba bontsha maikemisetso. Stellenbosch unfortunate, it was never to be. Impa ba tshwa re bona so close yet so far.
So close, it's so close. Ay, man, we did say we're going to bring you a championship team here that was painting the picture of this, the 17th edition of the MTN8. Did you get your prediction correct? What a final, what a final. Parting shots as well from the other team that is here, pitchside, Tatu.
Thank you so much, Carol. It has been a wonderful 17th edition of the Wafa Wafa competition. And one man who still feels very young, he didn't turn 17 this week. But what a way to get a birthday present. Happy belated birthday and congratulations. Now you present 10 million.
Thank you so much. You know, I want to give credit to the coach, to my teammates as well. You know, we really performed together as a group. We believed in one another, and it just goes to show the amount of unity within this team. You know, people didn't expect the team that came out to start the game, but it's fine. You know, we know what we are willing to do together as a team and what we're willing to do for the team to win things. And it shows the unity that we have within the group. Thank you.
Sure. I was a striker myself. Finals are an opportunity for you to shine. You see the starting lineup being announced this afternoon. What was your reaction?
Look, it came as, you know what, first of all, we've prepared quite well throughout the week, you know, and we know what we've been looking forward to doing during the course of the game. Stellenbosch is not an easy opponent. We just wanted to come out here and obviously win the trophy. And coach believed that that is the best thing to do today. And I'm glad that it actually happened. You know, I got my opportunity finally towards the end of the game. We know what we both capable of. Myself, Evidence, Radio Pani, there's Lepasa. You know, there's a lot of quality within this team. and we just believe in one another, you know, and we continue to support one another, and we're just glad of the outcome today.
Congratulations, champ. Absolutely fantastic. And we hope to see you lift another title. Well, it is Orlando Pirates winners here this evening to take the 2024 MTN8 title. And your World of Champions has brought you all the splendor in high definition as we end off and start a wonderful season of football. Go through to our comment